Right now, being a student is pretty challenging, isn't it? There's an unemployment crisis, a rising cost of living, and AI rapidly transforming the world. It's hard to say whether the job you once expected to get after university will even exist by the time you graduate. There's a lot of uncertainty. So, for whatever it's worth, in this video I'm going to share my personal take on what I would do if I were a student navigating these uncertain times. Oh, and if you don't know who I am, hi, I'm Ollie. I'm a doctor turned entrepreneur, YouTuber, and the author of the New York Times bestseller Feel Good Productivity. I studied medicine at Cambridge University from 2012 to 2018, and I started this YouTube channel back in 2017, mainly giving advice to medical students and applicants. Over time, I became known as the online study guy, helping students prepare for exams. And now, well, I'm getting older. I'm 31, I've got a wife and a kid. Honestly, I don't know where the time went. But since I still make YouTube videos sharing my thoughts, today I'm going to talk about student life. Think of being a student like playing an open-world video game. In this game, you've got a starting point, where you matriculate if you're somewhere fancy or enroll if you're somewhere less fancy, and then there's the main quest line that carries you all the way to graduation. But as with any open-world game, there are tons of side quests branching off from the main storyline. No matter what, time keeps moving and eventually leads you to graduation. But during your time as a student, you don't have to stick strictly to the main quest of studying, ticking boxes, and graduating. You can choose to explore side quests. So what do these side quests look like? For some people, it's sports. I had friends who were really into rowing and joined the rowing team. I played badminton for my college, and another friend played rugby at the university level. Sports are a perfectly valid side quest. Others might go down the route of alcohol or substances. Plenty of people do. It wasn't really my thing, but I knew lots who were deeply into that scene. You could also explore nightlife, like going to clubs or join societies, maybe debating or other student groups. I was part of an a cappella group at university. I even ended up directing the hospital pantomime. There's all sorts of random things you can get involved in: music, theater, and more. So if I were a student, I'd first think of university as a video game with a main quest and multiple side quests. But the second, more important question is, what's the actual goal here? What are we really trying to achieve? Let me suggest that there are 4 main objectives students typically have, whether consciously or not. Objective number 1 is to enjoy the experience. If you ask older people for advice, they often say they wish they'd enjoyed their student years more. They'll remind you that this is one of the last periods of real freedom before work, marriage, kids, and responsibilities take over. The next time you might have that kind of freedom is retirement, and by then your knees might not cooperate. So yes, enjoying the experience matters. Like in a video game, the point is to enjoy playing it. In fact, philosopher Alan Watts compared life to a musical symphony. The goal isn't to rush to the end, but to enjoy the music as it plays. But enjoyment alone isn't the full story. If that were the only goal, we wouldn't spend so much time and money on university. Some people may prioritize fun above all else, and that's fine, but most of us have more goals. The second major objective is learning, gaining knowledge and skills. For example, when I studied medicine, I learned about anatomy, physiology, and biochemistry, most of which I've forgotten, but I also developed practical skills like diagnosing patients and performing CPR. So learning is clearly part of the equation. The third objective is earning the certificate. This isn't a negative thing. It's just reality. If you want to be a doctor, you need a medical degree. That certificate acts as proof of credibility and often plays a big role in job opportunities. In many cases, employers don't even care much about what you studied. They just use the degree as a filter. It helps them narrow down thousands of applicants to a manageable number. And finally, the fourth objective is building relationships, making friends, or if you prefer a more professional term, networking. These connections can be incredibly valuable both personally and professionally. So to summarize, the 4 key goals are enjoying the experience, learning useful things, earning a certificate to boost job prospects, and building relationships. All of these are solid reasons to attend university. But ultimately, the overarching purpose, the main quest, is to prepare for real life, especially to earn a living. Let's be honest, unless you have a trust fund, you'll need a way to make money. That's just how the world works. So everything ties back to that. The degree, the skills, the network, they all contribute to your ability to earn. Now, here's the problem. Simply completing the main quest, getting from enrollment to graduation, is no longer enough. In today's world, with economic shifts and AI disruption, just having a degree doesn't guarantee success. Think about it like a game again. Imagine two characters. Character A follows only the main storyline and reaches graduation. Character B completes the main storyline but also does a bunch of side quests along the way. By the time they graduate, Character B is at a much higher level, more skills, more experience, better gear. That's the person who's better prepared for the real world. Your level represents your skills and experience. If you ignore side quests, you'll graduate underleveled, less prepared, and with fewer capabilities. And honestly, you'll probably have had less fun too. So, if I were a student, I wouldn't just focus on the main quest. I'd actively seek out side quests, but not just any side quests. I'd focus on ones that help me develop valuable, high-income skills. For example, learning guitar is great. I did it myself. It's fun and fulfilling. But realistically, unless you're world-class, it's unlikely to become a reliable source of income. Same with chess. You could get really good, but unless you reach elite levels, it probably won't pay the bills. Now compare that to learning something like coding. Even if it's not part of your degree, you can learn it on the side through online courses, projects, hackathons, or coding clubs. Coding opens doors to high-paying jobs, remote work, and even starting your own business. It's a skill with real economic value. The same goes for UI/UX design. Companies are constantly looking for skilled designers, and there's a shortage of good ones. If you combine coding and design, you become incredibly valuable, a full-stack developer or product engineer. Other high-income skills include copywriting, sales, working with AI, and data analysis. These are all skills that directly contribute to generating value, and in a market